Okay, so I thought I'd try to do a quick video to show you my travel journal because it's so big that taking pictures I thought would take a lot of time. So we'll see how this goes. Might take the same amount of time. I don't know. Anyway, so here is the title page. You might have seen this from the tutorial where I did the front cover. I think I showed you on that. So I'll just kind of flip through and let you see. I'm sure I'll say stuff along the way, but yeah. So this book I really liked because I did a lot of different size pages. So I have like the 5.5 by 8, which is the size of the book. And then I did like a lot of shorter, skinnier pages throughout, which I kind of liked better than all the same size. And I always alternate between different size photos as well. So this is like a 4x6. These are smaller ones that I did a collage on Picasa and then cut them down. And then one of my favorite things to do is take 2 photos and glue them together so you make kind of a thick, sturdy page. That way you get more photos in the book, but you're not wasting all that pattern paper. You don't feel like you have to keep scrapbooking whole pages. I did that again here with a 5x7. And if you just glue the 3 sides and leave a side open, and don't glue it in the middle, then you can put a tag in there and you'll have more good stuff that way. And whenever I go on vacation, I always stop at the souvenir stores or the souvenir section of whatever store I'm in to look for stuff to put in the book, because you can get kind of cheap stuff, like stickers and keychains and stuff like that. And I've been using patches a lot lately because I just kind of like that they're a little bit different, so put that in there. And I just staple it in because I don't think the glue will really stick, but staples work. And I always kind of keep everything that's paper throughout the trip. So we went to an auction and this was my auction number. So it was something I could kind of put in there and then journaling on the back. And again, using the smaller photos, you can get a whole lot of photos. This is my nephew swimming, so of course I took probably like 200 photos. And they're all adorable, of course, so I can't choose which ones to use. So I just kind of put them all in, but in smaller. So there's not like a whole book of just him swimming for the 5 minutes he was out there. And then this is just a regular envelope. You can put more photos in. That's a way to keep those photos that I couldn't figure out how to put in the book, but they're still in there. Of course, a sticker. This is a 4x6 going a different way. And I bought postcards. These are new This is a new postcard from I don't know, Walmart or something. Let's put that in there. This is one of the things I just kind of did with this book that I hadn't done before. I bought a couple 8x10s and then cut them down the middle and put them in the book. And I like this kind of a huge photo in the middle of all of it. And I had my husband journal throughout the book. He doesn't enjoy journaling at all. So I make it really simple by just saying Dustin's thoughts on, in this case, whale watching. And then I give him a page and say, it's usually like a really small section, and say, we just write something. It usually is only like 1 or 2 word sentences, but at least he's putting something in there and I appreciate that. And again, the 8x10, another patch. This is just a white page that I sprayed just to give it a little bit something extra. I always sort of alternate between white pages and craft pages for journaling and then the pattern pages. And this is a page of a vintage children's book that I found while I was in Maine, so I just kind of threw that in there. And like I said, everything paper I try to keep until I make the book. This was a little, we went on a whale watching tour, so this is just a little bag that the seasickness bag came in, which is kind of not that pleasant, but I didn't throw up, so it's fine. And that was probably too much information. But the little envelope was cute, so I kept that and I put photos in there. And then this is the bib. When you order lobster, you get one of those bibs. And Dustin's not really a bib person, so I took his bib and made it into a pocket. I kind of glued all 3 sides, glued it on the back, you can't see it, and then stapled it because I wasn't really sure how this material would keep, but I'm hoping that stays in there. And then I just kind of, I had brochures, and this book is only like 8 inches tall, so the brochures are a little bit longer. I just chopped the bottoms off so they fit in the book. The bottom doesn't have that much important information, and I'll be able to get the gist of it when I look back, so I just gotta chop them off. And then I added throughout the book vintage postcards, and then journaling or photos on the back. If the vintage postcard has writing on the back, you can just put the photo on top of that, or you can glue another piece of paper down and then write on top of it, which is what I did in this case. And then I cut up a map from, I think we were in Bar Harbor, so just one of those maps that help you get around, reused it as a page, and just glue it on the back of something else and it'll be pretty sturdy. I always try to, when I have like shorter pages, have stuff sticking off so that you can kind of see tabs and things. I don't really can see that, but so I did that here. And then tabs up here, another vintage postcard. And then this is just a clear page. And this is a good example of, you can do collages in this program called Picasso, which is a free photo editing software. I think it's made by Google. But they let you do collages, and then so I got to just do this collage, and then I could print it at Walmart as a regular 5x7 or 4x6. And I only get charged the rate as the 4x6 and a 5x7, versus if I made a collage through Walmart, and I'd have to pay more. So that's just kind of a neat little tip. And here, to make my own tabs, you just take 2 similarly sized circle stickers or whatever size stickers, and then glue them back to back and have them hanging off, and you get a little tab. More vintage postcards, more journaling by my husband, another one of these 5x7 pages. I don't think there's anything that interesting in these, so just keep going. And when I make this book ahead of time, I'll usually put like a piece of pattern paper for the title page, and then I'll put, stickers with the date. Then I'll have a couple pages for journaling and a couple other pages for of pattern paper for photos later, and that way I can take it with me and journal as I go on, and then just kind of add everything later. That's kind of what I thought I was going to do with this, but as it turned out, I didn't really do anything on the trip, so I did this whole book in like 10 or so hours over the weekend. And this right here was a birthday card that I bought at a store in downtown Portland, but the little quote was cute and it didn't have anything to do with birthday. So I thought I'd use that as a page, and then I just ripped the back end off of it and used the envelope in a different portion, just glue a photo of the back. Again, another 8x10. Just really into the 8x10s in this one. Another sticker from a souvenir shop. And this is 2 vintage postcards stapled and taped together. I had saw on the internet, I'll leave a link in this post, but I saw on the internet where someone had done a whole book using vintage postcards that they had bought in my shop. And they kind of did this, and then they just put photos and journaling all over it, and I thought it was really neat. So I wanted to incorporate that in the book. And I just glue the photos right on the back. And there's a lot of photos, so you can't really see the writing, but it's in there. And then another, this is a postcard that I bought at the souvenir shop. And I just made another pocket. If you have a lot of like brochures and stuff, you can add more pockets. I usually have a pocket for each day, but this time I didn't collect that much stuff. So I just put a pocket in when I needed. And so like parking passes, stickers I didn't get a chance to use, brochures. Another 8x10. And then another map. Some more journaling, another pocket with more brochures, and then add more photos in there. 10s. Yeah, I got a little crazy on the 8x10s on that last day. Their vintage postcard, and then just like a little thing I bought at a store. More maps. And that was the end of the trip. And so at the very end I added, because my nephew was with us, I went with my parents and my nephew, I just wrote a little bit about the things he was doing and saying. He's 2, so, and I have a terrible memory, so I just kind of wrote those things down. And then here's the trip playlist, which I talked a little bit on my blog when I did the like tips and tricks for travel journals. So I took a picture of the XM radio every time a song came on that was playing a lot. We were in the car a lot, so I just kind of included them so I could remember the music that was on the radio at the time that we went on the trip. They're not all songs I particularly like, but you know what the radio is. It's always playing the same exact songs. So that is sort of where I ended it. And the book itself, I'll try to show you, is like huge. I used the biggest rings I could find at like a office supply store, and it is, I don't know if I'm showing it at the right angle, but it's huge, like huge. It won't close. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. And then I just added some keychains, those pennies that you flatten, those pennies, those things. And then here, this was like a hiking stick thing that you put on your hiking stick. I don't hike, so I don't really know. But I just chopped off the ends that had little holes for nailing it. And then I flattened it out and poked holes in it. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed looking through it. And maybe I'll do another video sometime. Thanks.